Welcome to Well-Built Home, the Tiny Home Edition. On this episode, we're going to look into the different types of tiny homes. But first, Stefan, it's been a while. What's been going on?
Well, yeah, it's been 2 years, I guess, since our last Well-Built Home episode. Now we've added tiny homes. My beard's a little grayer. You're a little chunkier.
I'm going to let that one go.
Well, we started up a business that builds mobile homes, park models, some RVs, tiny homes.
Ooh, tiny homes?
Yeah, tiny homes.
Yeah, cool.
And what's been going on with you?
Oh, it's been busy. I've been selling more real estate. I had another baby. I've been working out a lot more. I had a chance to sail around the world. Oh, and I've been selling tiny homes.
Ooh, tiny homes?
Tiny homes. We're just joking, of course. I haven't actually started working out. But Stefan and the team at Monarch Developments have started a company that builds tiny homes.
Ooh, tiny homes?
Okay, it's getting old. It's called Rover Tiny Homes.
Tiny homes are very popular right now. And a lot of people are really enthusiastic about them. And I get that because we love tiny homes so much that we actually started a company that builds tiny homes.
Now let's get into one of life's most controversial questions. What is a tiny home?
Yeah, you're going to want to be well educated on this so that you can win all fights on your local tiny home social media platform.
Please feel free to post one of your strongly held beliefs or opinions below. We want to hear from everyone as we navigate these turbulent waters.
And send. That'll get them. Now that we've actually started a tiny home company, I get a lot of questions. But one question that I never seem to get is,
what kind of tiny homes do you build?
Which is interesting because a tiny home isn't actually a specific thing. The term tiny home originally referred to an RV. But for many people, an 8.5 foot wide and 40 foot long RV isn't what they're referring to when they say tiny home.
Traditionally, or more commonly, the term tiny home refers to something that's called a Z240 RV. So keep that one in your back pocket, because we're going to go over the 4 main certifications that could refer to a tiny home.
They are A277 Certified, Z240 Certified, Z241 Certified, and Z240 RV Certified, and of course, Uncertified or Home Built. So let's start with the Z240 RV. In my professional opinion, this is the most pure form of a tiny home. A real tiny home enthusiast might even argue that nothing else qualifies as a tiny home. This is the certification of a typical recreational vehicle.
There are no energy efficiency or insulation requirements. They're mounted permanently on a steel frame with axles and a hitch, kind of like an RV. Technically, they are an RV, or a destination trailer. RVs are self-contained. Destination trailers require service connections. Z240 RVs must be under 50 square meters and less than 8.5 feet in width. To keep things interesting, let's move on to the A277 certification. This basically means it's a small portable house or part of a large portable house. At Rover Tiny Homes, we do single unit A277s, but there are companies that do large buildings as A277s in multiple pieces.
A277 means that the structure conforms with local building codes. This also means that it will usually require a permit and a foundation, which also meets local building codes. We'll have an episode later on about the different foundation options.
Hold on. That is not a tiny home.
Well, is it a home?
Well, yes.
Is it big?
Then there's the 3 different models in the Z series, which are all on steel frames.
Yeah, so let's start with the Z240 certification, typically known as a mobile home. They have an electrical service similar to a regular home and have limitations on length and width. You also won't see a loft in a Z240 certified home.
Why is that?
Well, because someone made a rule. You gotta trust the science.
Oh, of course. Now let's move on to a Z241, which is a tiny home. commonly known as a park model. They are limited to a 50 amp electrical service, often have a propane appliance, and are more limited in length and width. You also won't see lofts in a park model. The Z241 can be a maximum of 536 square feet and has to be over 8.5 feet wide. For those of you who are tiny home enthusiasts, please keep in mind that we are trying to keep things as simple as possible.
And lastly, there's another popular option. I call it the POS Certified. That is a home that your friend's buddy's brother-in-law built in his backyard. This is often your most affordable option if you don't place any value on your mental fortitude. There are countless unfinished, uncertified options available on your local tiny home platforms. If you build any of these tiny homes in your backyard, you can't get them certified. They must be factory constructed.
The tiny home trend is rapidly growing and changing, but whether or not you're living in A277 or a Z certified home, you are bucking the trend toward ever larger homes and greater consumption, and choosing a more efficient and sustainable option. This is something that you should be proud of, no matter what your certification.
So this video was just to give you a brief overview of a lot of the different tiny home options. We'd love it if you would like and subscribe to our videos and follow us as we delve deeper into different tiny home methods, construction, and certification.